Go to askingradio.com.
Hello, Makurdi. Asking Radio is here. Tell everyone you know. The wait is over. 98.5 Speed FM.
Catch us if you can.
Speedy, welcome to the show for everyone. This is Extra Speed on Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM Makurdi. It happens every day here, and of course, we always live from the Spice Center, 19 and 21 Anongo Agbecha Street, Judges Quarters, Makurdi, Benue State, Nigeria. I am King James YiYE, and I'm not alone. I'm with
Mmemshima King.
Right, so it's Talk of Your Life on Extra Speed. So if you've been listening to Asking Radio, like the last hour now, which was 7 to 8, is RickDees Daily Days, and it's on. It will continue from 11, so you have 5 hours of great content on radio, and then later at 8 p.m. And then, of course, weekends is RickDees Weekly Top 40s. So this morning, we are looking at RickDees Jokes. That's Joke of the Day. RickDees, by the way, is a great veteran presenter. It's an American. And he's going to be 75 years this year, right?
Yeah, I think today is his birthday.
It is. Can you imagine? Okay, today is RickDees' birthday, and of course, so happy birthday, Rick! And so we're celebrating RickDees' birthday today. He's 75.
Yes.
Yeah, and so we're looking at his jokes. So if you've been listening to the Daily Days on Asking Radio, which one of RickDees' jokes is your favorite? If you remember. So call us on 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. How do they say it here? Like, don't If you don't want people to disappoint you, how do they sell it in Niger? Don't fall my hand.
Okay.
Okay. So
Proud of you.
yeah, don't fall our hand.
Yes.
You must know about RickDees, his jokes. So don't fall our hand. RickDees was born on the 14th of March,
Yes.
1950. So he's 75 years today, actually. And yeah, it's a great presenter who shows the RickDees Daily Days that we have here and the weekly top 40s on the best radio stations in the whole world. So we have it here. And yeah, RickDees, great guy. So 98.5 Speed FM. Is there anybody who doesn't know RickDees?
You asking me?
Yeah, I'm asking you.
For now, I think people know him. So I don't really think nobody wouldn't know about RickDees by now.
All right.
Yeah.
So this is RickDees. Listen to RickDees here and we go on. You tell us your favorite joke of his.
From the food basket capital, it is RickDees. Don't laugh, please don't. I said don't laugh. This is it. Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM.
Right. So a lot of people have been asking who is RickDees. Yeah. So one of his products, Disco Dog,
Yeah.
raked in millions of dollars. But now we're looking at RickDees jokes. Mmemshima, which is your favorite?
I don't know if that's a joke, but I think the one I love, it's the one that the lady actually discovered that her front was more than.
Okay.
Yeah, but I don't really
that's
think.
the
I don't.
the largest.
Yes,
breast.
largest breast. I don't really think if that's a joke, but to me, it's actually funny knowing you're carrying that weight and not knowing. It's really.
Well, that's not one of the jokes, even though it's
Exactly,
funny. But
yeah.
one of the jokes, I love RickDees jokes so much. I really can't say which is my favorite.
Okay.
But we're looking at people, let them see if they can tell us. If we decide to play a RickDees joke and people are listening, would they understand it? That's what the other thing we want to look at. Would they understand it? Would they understand RickDees jokes? But you can call. We're also live on Facebook. And it's 08084275464. Call now and tell us any of RickDees jokes that you know. Or we're going to play one. And if you listen, maybe you call us. Okay, someone is here on the line.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning, King James.
Morning.
Good morning, every other person in the studio.
Good morning.
Yes.
Mmemshima, yeah.
Yes, my name is Samson Bleluga, SBL.
SBL, good morning.
Good morning, sir.
Yes.
You are discussing one of my favorite programs on your show.
Oh, great.
The joke of the day.
Yeah.
The one I love most is that of RickDees' grandfather telling him about the good old days. Where he would just go to a shop with just $1 and come back with 6 crates of eggs, a tin of milk, all that, and then things have changed. You can't do that now because there are cameras everywhere.
Yeah.
Kills me, man.
Exactly. It's one of my favorites as well.
That's my favorite.
Oh, thank you for calling.
Thank you too.
And you know that he's 75 years old today, right?
Whoa, really?
Yes. Today is
Wow.
his birthday, yeah.
I wish him a happy birthday and many more years on air.
All right. He's listening.
Thank you very much.
You're welcome. Okay, so SBL has, that's the background part. That's how RickDees calls that joke. And this is the joke he's talking about.
Well, I got to share this with you. I was just talking about my grandfather, and I remember his words so well. This is about 3 weeks ago, and I said, Grandpa, could you tell me about the good old days, you know? And he said, well, yeah, I could tell you about it, but let me just tell you one specific occasion. I said, all right, tell me about the good old days. And I can't do his voice, but as close as I can come, he said, Rick, when I was a boy, my mama would send me down to the corner store with $1. And I'd come back with 5 bags of potatoes, 2 loaves of bread, 3 bottles of milk, a hunk of cheese, a box of tea, and 6 eggs. You can't do that now. Too many f***ing security cameras. Hey, wow.
Come on now.
joke of the day.
Can you just imagine your grandpa telling you that, and you're thinking the good old days are actually better? You know, just $1, and you're bringing all those things.
Yeah, 5 bags of potatoes. Wow.
Only for grandpa to tell you that you can't do that now because there are,
so many
security cameras
everywhere.
And then you realize that, come on, so grandpa, how are you doing it?
You wouldn't want to accuse him.
Big man would ask you, so grandma, how are you doing it? Okay, it's XTRa Speed, and of course it's RickDees. It's his day today. He's 75 years old. A great presenter and comedian and content creator. At 75, he's still doing it, and he's strong. So when you say RickDees is 75, people go like, wow, because nobody believes that he should be up to 75.
Yeah, because he's active, still on air, doing what he likes, and his vibrance on air, it's something else, for a 75-year-old person. I think he's doing well for himself on air.
He is, and he's got the energy.
Yeah.
So call us now, 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. It's XTRa Speed, and I am King James YiYE together with
Mmemshima King.
And we're looking at RickDees jokes of the day. And he's 75 years old today, so it's a special day as well for RickDees. His birthday, 14th of March. And you guys share the 14th. Yours is May.
Yeah, today is my sister's birthday too.
Oh, okay. It's Philo's birthday.
Yes.
With RickDees. Okay, so there is one joke of RickDees now. I love it. I think this one can easily be understood. Do you think spaghetti?
Play it less here.
Okay.
All right, hold on a second. I hate to break in with news about a doctor in town. You see this? I think this was in the paper. But there's a local doctor. I cannot give his name. You'll see why in just a second. Listen to this. This guy was having an affair with his nurse. And everything was going well until she said, I'm sorry, I'm pregnant. And, of course, he's married. And the doctor said, listen, we have a problem. I'm going to give you a great sum of money. I want you to go to Italy, have the baby there. And the nurse says, well, wait a minute, hold on. With enough money, I would do that, but how do I let you know the baby is born? And the doctor said, okay, you're in Italy. Just do this. Send back a postcard and write spaghetti on the back of the postcard. Don't sign it. Just write the word spaghetti on the back of the postcard. And then 6 months go by. Listen to this. The wife calls him at the office and he says, listen, I know you're busy with patients, but the weirdest postcard arrived today, and it's from Europe. He jumps in and he says, hold on, don't, that's for me. That's okay. I have a patient in Europe. Wait till I get home. He rushes home. He looks at the postcard and faints flat on the floor. Oh! Yeah. I mean, what would cause that? And so his wife calls the ER. They rush to him. They revive him. He had a mild heart attack. And the lead medic stayed back and he comforted his wife. He said, what happened before he fainted? And the doctor's wife said, well, he picked up this postcard from Europe, from Italy actually, and it read, spaghetti, 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 2 with sausage and meatballs, 1 without.
The joke of the day.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay, so XTRa Speed, and today is RickDees' birthday. A great presenter, great broadcaster, great comedian. Now he's 75.
Okay.
So when she is spaghetti, let's see. Do you think anybody will understand this around here?
I believe some people would understand. First of all, if you listen to what the doctor told the nurse, once you get to Italy and once the babies they've arrived, the postcard at the back should just be spaghetti, so that I would know that the babies they've arrived. You understand? So what next?
So the doctor knew that it was just going to be one baby.
Yes, that's
so
what
he
he
said.
thought.
Just spaghetti.
Yes, so he would understand.
Yeah.
But unfortunately, she came knocking spaghetti, spaghetti, spaghetti for you to know it's triplets. First of all, and telling him two with sausages with the meatballs and one without, for you to know you have two boys and a girl, so I think the wife would actually be terrified, as in, like, why are you opening your letter and why are you fainting, but
you're just looking at the postcard and you're just saying spaghetti one with, and then
and the doctor was creative enough to actually give the nurse that hint,
Yeah, but you see, it was just spaghetti. You know that the child has arrived.
Exactly.
By now, you got more than what you bargained
for.
Spaghetti. One with sausage.
Yeah, two with sausages, sausages and meatball, and one without. Yeah.
Wow. So the sausage is the male organ.
Yes, that's
the balls.
The meatball. Yeah,
that's the scrotum.
Yeah, exactly. Then one without.
Yes. So two boys and one girl.
Yes.
Okay. So did you understand this joke, or you just getting to understand it for the first time? Call us now. 08084275464. That's 08084275464. We're cracking here with RickDees. You never can be wrong. The man is just good. When it comes to comics, he's good. And Disco Dog, he brought Disco Dog and made a lot of money as well. So by all means, RickDees is an accomplished broadcaster and comedian, born on the 14th of March 1950. Yeah, so he's 75 years old today. We're celebrating him. You can go to rick.com, that's RICK.com, and of course you get to know more about RickDees. It's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM. Catch us if you can. RickDees, 75 years old today. We're celebrating him, especially his jokes.
From the food basket capital, home of pounded yam and bush meat. Oh, it's RickDees, Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM.
Right. So it looks like people, apart from SBL, it looks like people don't understand RickDees jokes. You think?
Yeah, well, yeah, a little bit. For me, I think it took me time before I could understand his jokes. So I also want to think it might be the same for other people as well. Yeah, but I think if you pay attention very well to his jokes, you would actually understand, and it will really crack you up very well.
All right. So let's go over to one of his jokes again, and we play and talk about it and see how people. But the people in Makurdi are following my hand, actually.
Yeah,
because when I go about and they tell me RickDees, everyone is talking about RickDees, especially the kids. Yeah, about RickDees, the one that come to Speed FM. So you guys don't understand his jokes. Come on, call now. 08084275464. So if we play the next one, I will not talk about it, and I will expect someone to tell us. We'll have a caller here.
Okay. Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
The name is Emmanuel Benvenigo.
Okay, Emmanuel, talking about RickDees' jokes, which is your favorite?
Yes, my favorite, the favorite among his jokes, the one I like most is, I've forgotten that name, but I think it's either Alice or whatever it is.
Okay.
That lady that went to a supermarket. That lady that went to a supermarket.
Yeah.
She bought a lot of items.
Yes.
And took them to the attendant.
Yes.
And there was this drunkard that came behind her.
Yeah.
And said,
are you single?
You must be single.
Yeah.
And then the lady asked him, why do you think I'm single? He said, because you are ugly. Yes, that is the one I like most.
That's true. Okay, Emmanuel.
Thank you so much, Emmanuel.
All right.
Well, let me share this with you because this is very personal. It's a text I received from Angela. And by the way, Angela, thank you so much for listening to our show. It's just a joy to know you are and spreading the word. It's kind of word of mouth on this radio show. And if you tell your friends, something good is going to happen to you. But she said, Rick, I got to say, this happened 2 days ago. I didn't know whether I should share this with you or whatever, but she did. And here's what happened. She said, I was shopping at a big supermarket right here And she says the name of it. Let me leave it out for right now. She says, I selected a half gallon of 2% milk, a carton of eggs, a quart of orange juice, a head of lettuce, a 2-pound can of coffee, and a 1-pound package of smoked turkey. And as I was unloading my items on the conveyor to check out, this man who has obviously been drinking, standing behind me, is watching as I place the items in front of the cashier. And while the cashier was ringing up the purchases, this, I'm going to call him what he was, this drunk calmly stated to me, "You must be single." I said, "Excuse me?" He said, "You must be single." So I was kind of startled. I'd never seen this guy before, and intrigued by the drunk's intuition because, you know, being honest, D's, I have never found Mr. Right. So I looked at the 6 items on the belt, and I saw nothing particularly unusual about my selections that could have tipped off the drunk as to my marital status. So, you know, curiosity got the best of me, and I said, "Yeah, you're correct. I am single. How'd you know that?" He said, "'Cause you're ugly."
The joke of the day.
Oh, that's really heartbreaking, you know?
So that's the one
Emmanuel
is talking about.
Yes.
So
Wow.
just imagine
Yes.
a single lady.
Yes.
Just assuming that I've found Mr. Right.
Exactly.
Wow.
Then he says that to you.
Wow.
Wow, that's horrible. It's really horrible.
No. You must be single.
Yes.
And in the girl's mind, oh, finally I found
last.
Mr. Right.
Yes. Even though he's a drunk, but
at least,
I found someone, you know? And then
So
you
how
are
did
like,
you know?
How did you know? And then
Because you're ugly.
you're ugly. Wow.
So if you were Angela, what would you do?
If I was Angela, I think I would just take my groceries and just leave.
If I were Angela, I don't think I would be able to even pick anything.
I think I would just get a napkin and just be cleaning my face secretly, you know.
I'll just walk out of the supermarket and leave everything. Can you just imagine that?
It's terrible.
Someone tells you must be single. Come on. And then you say you're just all
Finally,
excited.
The Lord has answered my prayers.
Just imagine Niger girl. xTRa Speed is RickDees Day, 14th of March 1950. That was when he was born. He's 75 years old today. So we are looking at his jokes of the day, or joke of the day, on daily days. So you've listened to Asking Radio. Which one is your favorite? Call now, 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. Don't fall our hand if you actually, understand these jokes. You must be single.
Yeah.
Okay, so call now and tell us your favorite. 08084 275464. We don't want to play these ones until you tell us.
Okay.
We know that truly you actually listen and you understand.
They do.
Yeah, they do. Because when we are out and everybody's like, RickDees, everybody RickDees. So it's time for you to prove that you listen to RickDees and you understand his jokes. So let people understand the difference between his jokes and his liners on Asking Radio. For instance, some people love this and they talk about it when he's craving this.
Oh.
Yeah, pounded yam. And they talk about that, and bushmeat. They talk about that as well. But of course, here we are talking about his jokes. So tell us about his jokes if you know.
Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM McCarty, RickDees. I'm craving right now a pounded yam and some bushmeat. Oh, let's get into it at 98.5 FM.
So that's RickDees, but that's not a joke.
Yeah.
If you think it's a joke, that's not a joke. He's just telling you
I
craving.
wish he was here so we could give him a treat.
Exactly.
Pounded yam and
bushmeat. Okay, so one of the jokes of RickDees that I love again. Let's drop one.
Okay.
And we talk about it, hoping that people understand. But to be very sincere with Makurdi people, apart from SBL, Emmanuel Venube is not a Makurdi person. I think he's calling from his remote village somewhere he has told me. I think so. But let's listen to RickDees and this joke and see how it goes.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
All right, listen, by the way, before I forget, RickDees putting an alert out to my good friend Jem Nelson. Thank you for listening, Jem. He sent me a text, said, I took my 8-year-old to the office on Take Your Child to Work Day. And as we were walking around, she started crying and getting cranky. And I said, what's wrong? And as my coworkers gathered around, my 8-year-old sobbed and said, Daddy, where are all the clowns you said you worked with?
The joke of the day.
No way.
Oh, yeah.
No way.
Okay. So, should we... I mean, it looks like they just laugh and they don't understand the jokes. Perhaps that's the feeling I'm getting. So should we go ahead and keep interpreting these jokes for them, or what?
I think we'll be
Okay,
interpreting. Then
let's play this one again,
okay.
and then we'll go over it.
Okay.
All right, listen, by the way, before I forget, RickDees putting an alert out to my good friend Jem Nelson. Thank you for listening, Jem. He sent me a text, said, I took my 8-year-old to the office on Take Your Child to Work Day. And as we were walking around, she started crying and getting cranky. And I said, what's wrong? And as my coworkers gathered around, my 8-year-old sobbed and said, Daddy, where are all the clowns you said you worked with?
The joke of the day.
Okay.
Wow.
Yeah. Okay. So what's the interpretation to this?
Well, the interpretation to it is taking your child to the office or take your child to work on that day, and then your child is like, what's going on? Where are the clowns I already said that he works with? Not knowing that they are his co-workers. Then the fact that your co-workers are now gathered and they are with you, and your child would say that.
Yeah, so, because this is for parents. You guys, for parents who talk about their colleagues and co-workers at home, I don't have anybody in the office. They're all clowns. So to a child's mind, he's going to see a clown in their costume.
Exactly.
That's what he was expecting.
Yes.
So on that Take Your Child to Work Day, the child must have been so excited that at last I'm going to see those clowns. That's the same way Big Man would think. If you say the whole guys I have at Speed FM are just clowns, nothing but clowns. So Big Man coming to Spice Center would be expecting to see
someone.
but come dance with his outfit.
Please leave me alone.
Japheth coming to dance round,
that red nose,
wig,
and funny makeup.
Ben, he's expecting to see them all, dressed up in their,
clown outfit.
And then you are still serious we were around.
With
so
suits?
then the child starts to cry, and then the people are worried too.
Yeah, what's going
on? Then as they gather,
next thing,
Daddy, what are the clowns you told me you work with? Oh, so it's now opening his lead. So this is what you've been telling your child at home.
Yeah. Are we the clowns? Like, you would ask your fellow co-workers,
so are you the
where
clown?
Is the clown? I don't understand. Like, are we the clowns? Like, seriously,
definitely
is
you
that
are.
what you say at home to your child?
Of course. And the child is disappointed. He hasn't even seen the clowns.
At that point, I think you would want to close the child's mouth. Like, don't say that. And you start giving excuses.
Please don't mind my.
But funnily enough, it's my first time hearing this joke.
Are you serious?
Yes.
Yeah. So that's how it works. Maybe people have not heard that one too. Okay. Felix Patrick says, "Good morning, guys in the studio. Happy weekend to all of your otherwise. I'm watching you in Lagos." Okay. So you listen to Speed FM. Lagos people only watch on Facebook.
Yes.
So you don't stream RickDees on Facebook. But when he's on radio, you have heard Asking Radio for long. You've heard RickDees. So which of his jokes is your favorite? You can call us now, 08084275464. By the way, it's RickDees' birthday today. He's 75 years old, and he has achieved a lot, just a lot. He brought in Disco Dog in 1976,
Yes.
and that raked in some stuff. The RickDees Weekly Top 40 Countdown Show. It's been on the best radio stations since the 80s, and it's still on here. And RickDees has worked in so many radio stations in the US, and raking in good revenue for the radio stations. So that's RickDees. Just a brief about him. Born on the 14th of March 1950. Yeah. So it's RickDees here, and it's the Daily Days. Yeah. And of course, joke of the day and weekly top 40s. But it's joke of the day, we're looking at your favorite RickDees joke of the day when you call us on 08084 275464. You guys are following my hand. Let me not lie, because I'm thinking
we should just be playing the
Okay, I'm
jokes.
talking about it, since they don't know.
It. Yeah, they would get to know about it.
They have been
today.
listening. I see. Okay, so let's go over to one joke and talk about it.
Okay.
This is
Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
All right, listen, it's RickDees to give it to you straight, as always. I was walking into my doctor's office yesterday. So as I walked in, I passed two boys who were sitting on a bench just outside this pediatrician's office. And their mom was standing close by, and she was talking on her cell phone. So as I walked by, one of the boys was crying. And the other boy was talking to him. He said, well, why are you crying? And the first boy said, well, they gave me a blood test, and I didn't know that meant they were going to cut my finger. They cut my finger. And then all of a sudden, the second boy started crying, and I couldn't help it. He was wailing. So I walked over. I said, well, now why are you crying? And he said, because I'm getting a urine test.
The joke of the day.
Did they understand this one?
Yeah, that's simple to understand.
You think so?
Of course, it's simple to understand.
Okay, so if you understand this, call us now. 08084 275464. That's 08084 275464. We hear you talk about RickDees everywhere. So it's night time to tell us if you actually understand. But truly, everybody calls from every remote village, and it's RickDees they are talking about. They enjoy his presentation and all of that. So let's hear you now.
Hello.
That is super loud. Tell us your name. Okay, he actually dropped to maybe take down his radio before he will call back. So it's 08084275464. It's RickDees Day. His birthday today is 75 years. So call now and tell us your favorite of his jokes.
Hello.
Hello.
Good morning. Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Fred. I'm calling from Makuri.
Okay, Fred, tell us, which is your favorite RickDees joke?
Actually, the last one I just heard now, and it was very, very funny. Very easy to understand.
Okay, you understood it, right?
Yes, I understood.
Okay, so as if you were in that child's position, what would you have done?
Actually, I was just running away because imagine them having to cut my.
Yes.
Well, I guess that was what the child was thinking.
Exactly.
That, and he's having a cut on his finger.
Yeah.
Definitely, I'm going to have
Cuts.
Yeah.
All right, thank you. I think the network is not very good, but of course we heard him. He understands it and he likes it. So sometimes talking to children and all of that, because you are not cutting the whole finger, right?
No,
it's just a little pinch that to get blood.
Yes.
But when you now say they cut your finger, that's for blood test.
Yes.
Now for urine test, what should a child think?
You cut off my
police. Oh no. So the child had every right to cry.
Yes, and there's no way you could explain to that child at that point. I know that's not what they are going to do to you. You would really need to explain very well.
Exactly. If they are going to even believe you.
I'm telling you.
Because if they can cut somebody's finger for blood test and his own is urine test, what do you expect? Oh no. Is Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM is RickDees, and of course joke of the day on the Daily Days. So you've been listening to Asking Radio. Which one is your favorite? When you call us on 08084 080275464. Let's celebrate RickDees and tell us your favorite of his jokes. That's what we're doing. Mmemshima and I trying to interpret the ones that we can for you. Let's listen to this one.
Oh, yeah, I just checked in with my agent, my Hollywood agent, Bernie Shelley. He says I'm out of work in over 100 countries right now. But I was told about his friend, another Hollywood agent. A guy goes into his office and he said, look, you need to sign me. I do the best bird impressions you can imagine. And the agent said, hey, look, I already have 2 guys who do those. I don't need you. And the guy said, I don't think you understand. I do the best bird impressions of anyone. And the agent, Hollywood agent, says, hey, pal, I don't know if you heard me. I already have 2 people who do that. Please, leave me alone. I do the best one. I said, no. And the guy says, all right, and flew out the window.
The joke of the day.
Okay.
So you think they'll understand?
No, maybe you would explain.
Mm-hmm. So this one will be difficult for people because it's a combination of Hollywood culture. That's where RickDees stays,
yes,
in California.
Yes,
so
yes.
It's a combination of how agency works there,
yeah,
and something about here. So, but if somebody is talking about doing a bird impression, the best one, and somebody is saying that because the understanding of bird impression to him was flying,
yeah.
So but you are thinking something different. You already have 2 guys and he's insisting that he has the best,
yes.
And you say, come on, get out.
Yeah,
and then he flies out of the window.
Out of the window, you're like,
wow, he actually has the best
bird impression.
And so that way, yeah, to some extent, I
Yes.
think someone may understand it, but a little bit, as I said, of okay, we have a caller.
Okay, hello, good morning.
Good morning, Mmemshima.
Yes, your name and where you're calling from?
Okay, you're on to the voice of Obaye with the first, calling from North Bank.
Okay. Talking about RickDees' joke.
Okay, yeah, RickDees has a lot of jokes that I listen to.
Okay.
There is this one that somebody met Angela in the supermarket, and the person was like, "Hey, are you single? That kind of a thing."
Yes.
That the young man has said, "Yeah, I've never seen Mr. Right in my entire life. How do you know I'm single?"
Yes.
And the man now said, "Yeah, it's true. I'm single, but I've never seen Mr. Right. How did you know? He now said, yes, I'm single because you say why? Because you're ugly."
Wow. Yeah. I think.
So single men are always ugly. There's nobody to take care of them. Wives take care of good husbands.
Yeah.
So whatever it is, they look good. So the man was single and there's nobody to take care of him. That's why he was looking, ugly.
All right, Mbayongo, thank you. Okay, so Mbayongo understands it, but he has
twisted it
a little bit, yeah. So you want to explain to him?
Well, there's nothing to really explain there because it's more like he's putting the drunk, that's the man, in the woman's place, and that's what he's doing. But meanwhile, it's the opposite.
It's the opposite.
Yes.
So is Angela at the supermarket that the drunk is saying, you must be single.
Yes.
Yeah. So the reason is if you were not ugly, you would have been married.
Exactly.
So for the drunk, you must be single.
Yes.
That was the only reason, because you are ugly. Yes, I'm single. How do you know?
No.
Because you are ugly.
You're ugly, yes.
So it's more like, okay, because you are ugly.
That's why you're single.
That's why you're single. Okay, it's RickDees, and of course, it's his birthday today, born 14th of March, 1950, and he lives in Hollywood, California. He is 75 years old today. He has done a lot of stuff, but here you hear him on the Daily D's and Weekly Top 40s, and then Craving, Pounded Yam, and Bushmeat. Okay, so it is his jokes. Let's go to this one and see if people really understand this one. Stay tuned here.
This is Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
You have a caller.
Hello, good morning.
Hello, good morning.
Your name and where you're calling from?
My name is Edona. I'm calling from Makurdi.
Okay. Talking about RickDees.
I'm parked somewhere in my car listening, and I started to calling.
Okay.
So
What
turn
is
down the
your
volume of your radio little, turn it down and talk to us. It's echoing, yeah.
Oh,
Yeah.
is that okay?
Yes, it is. Go on, yeah.
Okay. Two jokes, actually, one you played it today. The one about the blood test. The little boy crying that he cut his finger. But the one that gets me every time is about the husband and wife that were sharing a bottle of wine.
Yes.
And the woman goes, "I love you." And the guy asks her, "Is that the wine talking?" And she says, "That was me talking to the wine." Now that was every time. That gets me every time.
Of course. Thank you so much. Yeah.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
Thanks for sharing that.
Yeah,
I couldn't hear what you were saying.
Network is terribly bad. Yeah.
But yes, I think I was sitting down here and thinking about that too. You know, this kind of thing that you're like, oh, finally, she's saying she loves me. And she's saying that's me talking to the wine. And you're left speechless, you know.
Let's listen to it.
Are you ready for this? Oh, you talk about trouble. Gather around, please. This is just for you. And this kind of thing happens more often than you would think. But my friend Andrew and his wife, Laura, got into a fight. Why? Let me tell you what happened. So they're sitting out in the back of their condo after dinner. And they're enjoying the evening. And it's kind of one of those patio little places there in a condo complex. She had a glass of wine, and she'd been sipping on it while they sat there. And she suddenly stops sipping and says, "I love you." And so Andrew says, "Now, is that you talking or the wine?" And she says, "That's me talking to the wine."
Really heartbreaking.
The joke of the day.
Yeah.
Okay.
That's really funny.
Yeah.
It is.
So the wife has never told Andrew, "I love you." So after drinking wine, and then she looks at the glass and says, "I love you." So at last Andrew is like, "Come on, I can't believe this.
Yes.
Is it because she's drunk? That's why she's saying that." So that's why Andrew asked, "Is that you talking or the wine?"
Yes.
Meaning that, is that truly you or the influence
of the wine? And she said, "That's me." Then you have hope talking to the wine. Then you're like, seriously?
Yeah, that's me talking.
Yeah.
To the wine.
So obviously she wasn't drunk, but the taste of the wine was just delicious and she loved it.
Exactly. She was talking, she knew what she was doing.
Yes, she did.
It wasn't Andrew. She was saying to that she loves him. It was just the wine. So Edona is Edona, right?
Yes, Edona.
Edona, that's your favorite. Yeah. Okay, so he's asking radio, and it's RickDees' birthday. He's 75 years today, and we're looking at his jokes on 98.5 Speed FM. If you can call 08084275464. We understand the network is terrible, but of course, if you can manage to squeeze in one of your favorite jokes from him, that would be great. 08084275464.
Hello. Yeah, hello, good morning.
Yeah, you're back again.
Okay. Okay, tell us.
Yeah, you know, I love listening to RickDees. He's a kind of joke man, you know.
Yes.
Another one is the groom and his wife. I mean, yeah, his bride in the wedding.
Okay.
Where a little boy with his mama in the church for a wedding, and so the little one look at the bride very, very okay and say, ask the mom, "Mom, why is the bride wearing white?" You know. So the mom now look at the little one and say, "Quiet." It's because today is a happy day to the bride. That's why she is putting on white.
Yes.
The little one look and just stump to himself and say, "Wow, happy day indeed." So why is the groom putting on white? I mean black. Isn't that his happy day too?
Of course, that's the opposite. Thank you, Mayogo.
Yeah.
So we listen to the joke.
Okay.
All right, listen, a shout out to Jennifer and Derek, 2 of our 7 listeners. Thank you so much. They invited me, I can't believe it, RickDees, to be one of the guests at their wedding this past week. And this little girl and her mother are sitting in front of me. I guess they were cousins or whatever. And the little girl says to the mom, well, now, why is the bride dressed in white? And her mom says, quiet, it's because white is the color of happiness. And today is the happiest day in Jennifer's life. And the little girl thought about it and said, so why is the groom wearing black? That's a good question.
The joke of the day.
Indeed, it's a good question.
It is.
It is. The first day I heard that joke, I was like, but that's true. Why is it that nobody have really taken note of that? You know, the bride always wears white while the groom would wear black. Why?
It's the happiest day. It's
In her life.
supposedly happiest day in their lives. But it looks like, so why? If it is their lives, that's why the little child asked.
Yes.
So why is the groom wearing black? If white is for happiness, then black is opposite of white. So what is the opposite of happiness?
Sadness.
Oh, well, so perhaps that's what happens there. Okay, it's RickDees, and quite talented broadcaster and comedian as well. He's been doing this since the 80s, and he's never tired, still has his energy, and you listen to him here on 98.5 Speed FM on the daily days and weekly top 40s. So call now 08084275464. You've been listening as well. What's your favorite of his jokes? So I understand, like Edona had to park his car to call. So a lot of you, even SBL had to park because I could hear the ignition.
Yeah.
So if you want to call, you need to park your car as well before you call us. It's RickDees and his jokes. So let's listen to this one.
Okay.
And I believe. Do you think people will understand this one? But let's not take things for granted.
Yeah, let's not.
Boy, I tell you what, Jorge from our staff is just, he's amazing. He came here a couple of hours ago talking about his wife, Juliana, right? Remember that? He said that she's always on his case to fix things around the house. And yesterday she said, could you please fix the ceiling fan in the bedroom? He says to her, what do I look like, an electrician? Which he shouldn't have said. And she says, well, then can you fix the bathroom faucet? It's dripping. He says, Juliana, what do I look like, a plumber? He's got a bad attitude, you can tell. And I told him about this. And so today he came in and he was really in a foul mood. And I said, what happened? He said, well, I got home and she said, I got those 2 things fixed, the faucet and the ceiling fan. That young single neighbor came over and he fixed them. I said, what? She said, yeah. He said, I could pay for them either with a home-cooked meal or sack. And Jorge says, well, obviously, what kind of meal did you make for him? And his wife, Juliana, says, what do I look like, Rachel Ray?
The joke of the day.
Okay, so it's the part of Rachel Ray that people may not understand.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but of course, should I explain the joke?
Yeah,
or
go
ask
ahead.
people to call and if they understand it?
Well, if they can call, yes, they should call and explain. But if they cannot, let's just go on and explain it.
Okay. So how long are we going to wait for people to call? 08084275464. That's 08084275464. If you can call, if you understand this joke. People will understand it, but it's just Rachel Ray that they may not. Okay. So their colleague at work, you know, he comes home complaining about his wife. They complain about his attitude too.
Yeah.
The wife Juliana asked him to fix let me call it the first about this. Let me say tap head here because it was dripping. So the man asks the wife, Juliana, what do I look like? A plumber?
Yeah.
The other day he asked to fix the ceiling fan. What do I look like? An electrician? So anything the wife asks for assistance, these are DIYs, do it yourself. In most countries, even here, we do things ourselves.
Yes,
a lot of things, things we try to fix. DIY. So the man keeps answering the wife this way, and then he came back and everything was fixed. And so the wife says, okay, I invited a single.
Exactly. I like when she says
a single male neighbor.
Yes. Young single
neighbor to come and fix it. And he says I could actually, reward him with food or
home cooked meal
or the other one, a chop I eating. So the guy said, wow, so what kind of meal did you give him? And the woman says, what do I look like? Rachel Ray.
Yeah.
So Rachel Ray is a chef.
Yes,
it's a celebrity chef in America.
Yes.
So you should expect that. Okay, so you were expecting me to actually go and cook and give that young man.
Exactly.
I gave him what I have.
Yes. I can't stress myself.
So can you just imagine your wife? Come on, your wife telling you that.
Oh, wow.
And it's because of your bad attitude. And because you would have fixed those things.
Yeah, yourself. And actually enjoyed the both. The home cooked meal.
And the other one.
Exactly.
So you refuse to. Anyway, we're not encouraging women. We're not encouraging you to invite your
young single neighbor
to come and fix things that your husband cannot fix.
Yeah.
But that's why it's a joke of today. So it's a joke. Please don't go and try it at home.
We know this.
We don't do, please. Okay, so it's Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM, and it's RickDees. And in case you're wondering who RickDees is, yes, this is who he is.
All right, Makurdi, are you ready for the hits? It is RickDees, Asking Radio 98.5 Speed FM.
But of course, it's his birthday today. He's 75, and we're looking at his jokes as one way to celebrate him. You can call 08084 275464. But you are impressed that people understand his jokes?
Yes, I am. I'm so impressed because I was not actually thinking that people would actually understand, but them calling and even reminding me of some of these jokes that I'm even here in the field of it and I can't remember. I am so happy. At least they're not falling your hand.
No, they're not falling my hand. Makudi people, thumbs up.
Yeah.
You guys are doing well. And the way you understand it and they try to, line by line, that's great. So let's have one more. Perhaps this will be the last. I don't know, but as time permits.
This is Asking Radio 98.5 FM.
Okay, with all the different changes in marriage going on and everything, I thought I'd point out to you, RickDees, that just in case you didn't know, that after marriage, husband and wife become two sides of a coin, if you think about it. They just can't face each other, but they still stay together. What? And now this.
The joke of the day.
Okay. Okay. But I'm facing you.
What do you mean?
Husband and wife, they say they can't face each other. They're two sides of the coin, but I'm facing you.
Yes, we are facing each other.
Exactly. So we are not two sides of the coin.
Yeah, hopefully.
So, but that joke, as simple and short as it is, it's got a lot of meaning.
It does.
Yeah. So after marriage, husband and wife become two sides of the coin. They can't face each other, but they stay with each other.
Definitely. You keep having one or two, whatever they call it, but then he still comes home, you still cook for him.
Yeah, when it's bedtime, you face the wall there. He faces his way.
Then before morning, it's different.
Exactly. So that's two sides of the coin.
Yes.
RickDees is 75 years today. Happy birthday, Rick. So go to rick.com. And the other thing is, anyway, people are Makudi people, you should be calling. Well, you may have to pay because if you're in US and Canada, calling RickDees is free. But when you are here, you have to pay. Perhaps maybe that's why you guys don't call to, answer his questions and maybe take part in the competitions and send out shout out.
Yes.
But of course you can call when he asks you to, call. Go to his website, rick.com, and tell him you listen to him on Asking Radio. 4 minutes more. And so the jokes that people brought up today reminding us. Now, from the ones we played, which one is your favorite?
The one that is my favorite, it's The Bride and the Groom. Yeah, that's my favorite.
Which one?
Why is the bride wearing white? Because it's her day. And then what about the groom? That's my favorite. Yeah. How about you? You have so many, right?
So many.
Or is it Rick's grandfather?
I like bad grandpa, but I also like the clowns.
Okay.
I like Angela.
Okay.
Angela seems to be my favorite.
Okay.
Because you are ugly.
Oh no, she was. Oh, that's so terrible.
And Rick is so talented. You know the way he takes the stories bit by bit. A lot of suspense.
Yes,
you want to listen to the end.
To the end. And at times, even if you don't get it at the beginning, but by the time he gets to the end, you would understand it automatically.
Exactly. That's because he knows the art of radio communication. So to all of you who are, hoping to be on radio, and some of you are still on radio, but most times you come on radio, you think you are communicating, but at the end you just tick that I have presented today, and then you don't communicate. So the art of radio communication is there. That's Radio 101. Take time for that.
And the best bird impression, I think that would also be my favorite too.
Yeah, it should be. Yes. But here, I don't know.
I wasn't expecting the end.
Just get out and then you fly. So you actually have the best bird impression.
And I think that also made me to understand that if someone comes and tells you that I have something, I can also do this, allow the person to do what they want to do and you
demonstrate.
Yes, because I didn't even expect that. Then for him flying out the window, wow, that's the best bird impression.
Of course it is. So it's time to say bye.
All right, bye.
See you on Monday on xTRa Speed, and happy birthday
to Rick.
All right.
All right, listen, a shout out to Jennifer and Derek, 2 of our 7 listeners. Thank you so much. They invited me, I can't believe it, RickDees, to be one of the guests at their wedding this past week. And this little girl and her mother are sitting in front of me. I guess they were cousins or whatever. And the little girl says to the mom, well, now, why is the bride dressed in white? And her mom says, quiet, it's because white is the color of happiness. And today is the happiest day in Jennifer's life. And the little girl thought about it and said, so why is the groom wearing black? That's a good question.
The joke of the day.